wine together. Who's to say that those two things can't be paired? I will have a nice pairing of a glizzy with a nice decante wine here.
Yeah, glizzy with bev, guys.
Yes.
You already know we stay hydrated out here, or dehydrated because it's wine, but who's counting? All right, we do see BassMage returning to the upper echelon of bracket in a port priority doubles fashion, man. And
Excited
this
to see it.
Stroder, though.
And I think I remember when we were commentating this last year, I believe Stroder was also in the top 8 doubles. I can't remember who their partner was.
You are
I'm
correct.
blanking on who they were partnered with, actually.
Yeah. Well, either way, Stroder,
either way,
phenomenal player, and we're going to see the Arizona players doing it big against Chicago plus upstate New York, right? Such an unlikely combination.
Absolutely. And the two just floaties, the floatiest of the floats, just floating around on the screen. It's going to be funny to see how the synergy of this offstage presence between these two characters is going to play out.
Hey, wait a minute. I just noticed that Stroder's using my wife's name as tag. What's going on with that, bro? There's something you need to tell me about, Kaisa?
You know,
when I get back on TFT rank tomorrow, I'm
they
gonna
were
ask some questions.
They were trying to tell you. They were trying to tell you earlier, but they that was how it was going to be unveiled to you. So I'm sorry.
What a reveal party.
What a reveal party.
Either way, here it is. Game 1 between two extremely good teams. The fact that we're seeing BassMage and Stroder just now appear on the stage means that they were in winner's final. They had a real deep run, but eventually cut short against our grand finalists who we'll be seeing next.
Absolutely. And this, overall, I'm just going to say that the feel of this game between these two, so much slower paced than the last. Like, whenever Louis and Sen are on screen, it's just like the most aggro-y, aggressive, fast-paced gameplay. This is a bit more reeled back. A little, like, not to say it's slow, but like we're at a minute and 30 seconds in, 1 stock loss across 3 of the players. So just the general median stock loss quotient, whatever you want to call it. Not quite going as fast as those other games.
Definitely a little bit of a slower burn. That's what you can expect, especially with the floating Jigglypuff and Sora on the screen. Unfortunately, though, floating's not really working out for them. I don't know if Stroder has gone all Sora throughout the double line.
Yeah, because I know they also obviously have the Greninja as well. Yeah, that is weird.
That was crazy, man. They got the tech, though. I mean, BassMage, he's one of those players that really pioneered his character in this game, right? There was no hungry box at the beginning. BassMage was his coach.
Absolutely. Yeah, definitely making a case for the character not being as mid as everyone thinks they are.
Yeah, Jigglypuff is pretty solid. And if anything, this guy single-handedly proved that for years. Now H-Box also kind of catching up with
I know.
That said, Ned is a little bit closer now, but still looking very red team favored. Hold up until the rest.
Until the rest comes out. The ability of being able to pull those out at any moment, that threat of a stock just being deleted when it really shouldn't. Always on screen whenever you're dealing with Puff.
Okay, seeing that forward tilt come through, but Sora sneaking behind Ned here. Gotta go disengage, deal with that other threat on the other side. Oh, Wizzy with the ultra high up B. He's going to get away with it. Only takes a jab for punishment. Was caught between both of them. No, he's going to find his way back. You see each team taking a side. One member trying to infiltrate.
And as getting infiltrated, gets sent off to the top of the blast zone.
Yeah, what a turnaround.
Yeah. Ned still has, I mean, so very doable here. But absolutely, both of these characters are incredibly light. So, I mean, Ned really just needs to find a good straight back air. Wow, dude, yeah.
Are you a psychic?
You're
in the wrong profession, homie.
I know.
Oh, no! It could have all gone wrong right there.
It really could have.
Oh, and I'm surprised not to see a back air meeting BassMage. He's trying to keep it fresh for when it's actually going to finish the job. What's the ledge trap here? Sephiroth so dangerous from that position. You can't apply all that much pressure to him. Sometimes you just got to let him back on.
Yeah, and that's one of the things. Jigglypuff's advantage in terms of being off stage kind of invalidated a bit by this character, because like you mentioned before, well, the back air not invalidated, but just the ability to go off stage and be aggressive, you have to be afraid of the charged up Seth up B. So we're going to have to see if maybe you can trade out with Nair and like still just gimp him, but like, I don't know. It's a scary prospect.
You got to get him while he's charging the up B, and Puff, as fast as she is laterally in the air, her fall speed is obviously very slow. So it's not so easy for her to just track him down, fall on him with the Nair, right? He might be able to dip too low for her to chase. All that said, I got to commend that comeback from Stroder and BassMage, Team Arizona.
It did not look like that was what the result was going to be. They were really able to just kind of pull it out there at the last moment. Let's see if they're going to be able to keep that momentum.
All right, same stage once again. Wait, am I tripping? Was game 1 on PS2? No, I'm kind of forgetting. I think it was. Yeah, right.
You're not noticing it because the stage was so irrelevant to the game.
Yeah,
honestly.
agreed. Yeah, and doubles, it can either like super depend on the stage, or it can barely play a factor at all. Kind of hard to call.
Yeah,
but that last game, yeah, it didn't feel like it. All right, either way, we see once again a very strong start for the red team. Wizzy and Ned doing great so far, but it's not so much about the percents, especially when you're fighting a team like Puff and Sora. You can have those handoffs into rest for some really early kills. Ceiling killed very early, right?
Oh, right. And I wonder if we're going to see any, okay, like this, noobs off the side, but getting punished for it.
Wow, put by the Thunder. Yeah, Sora's so good from the disadvantage state. Very reminiscent of Sephiroth, in my opinion, where you get him off stage, you get him in the corner, it's really not all that bad for him. We do see the 2 back-to-back stocks coming through, though. Red team looking phenomenal so far.
Really setting themselves up. And, you know, I was just thinking about this. Noobs are really good in singles, but they're so slow and methodical and frame tight. You're not really going to get a lot of chances, I think, to do those in doubles. So kind of one of the tools of the character almost just invalidated. Also, Stroder kind of stands a little still right now. Just kind of walk forward and just standing there for a second. Standing menacingly, which I always like to call the Zach Ray, which where I feel like kind of pioneered the I'm going to stand here and do nothing.
Right.
Menacingly.
Definitely embodies that style, that's for sure. It's been a while since we've seen him, by the way. We'd definitely love to see the return. But hold up. We see the blue team starting to turn up the heat. The forward air all the way out there. Sephiroth, again, a tough character to edge guard.
But you can do it if you're out there and using your air mobility, and like you were mentioning before, getting on top before he can charge the FD.
Yeah, and that was off a counter, no less. So Stroder really using the versatility of Sora off the stage to go out there and find that. All that said, Wizzy still hanging on to this extra stock. It's looking a lot better for red team. They weren't this far ahead, this far into the game last time.
Yeah, and unfortunately, BassMage died there to like at a little over 100%.
Oh, wait a minute!
Wizzy in trouble. I don't know.
Okay, just enough.
Barely.
Wow, I really like the edge guard there from Stroder as well. Just picking up the counter from on stage. Sora's kind of broken. Just saying.
I was last night. I was not a Sora believer until I watched Meme playing Sora. I'm a believer of the character. Okay, you're dead.
No, still alive. Yeah.
That counter usually just deletes.
I know.
And it's
Puff's Fair not the strongest of moves, but yeah, on one of the lightest characters. So, oh yeah, out of jumps, out of luck. All right, here it is, 1-1 between these two teams.
A bit of an anticlimactic, just a little attempted air dodge up to the ledge, not going to get it. And yeah, going to game 3.
Puff with one of the longest air dodges too, courtesy of being so floaty. Just still not enough. And yeah, you can edge guard those multi-jump characters. It often comes at the price of each of those jumps being pretty mediocre. So
true.
We see Wizzy and Ned just taking full advantage of that, denying BassMage the chance to come back.
Now, the real question is, are we going to see the swap to Greninja?
Ooh, from Stroder, yeah, that's a very valid one. And he's got a ton of characters, bro. Last year he was playing a lot of Roy in his doubles run.
I feel
he's
like
got Mario.
Yeah, I mean, hasn't Stroder generally been, like, known as kind of almost the random main? Not, like, literally random, but, like, you know, just, like, kind of you don't know. They're just really good fundamentals and can just play a lot of characters.
You would seldom see him play the same character at 2 tournaments or 2 sets in a row. So we'll see how the Sora kit works out for him. A lot of people were very stoked on this character when he came out a year ago. Many have since dropped him, but Stroder, whose name sounds a whole lot like his characters, has really seemed to stick with the character. Like, this looks polished, this looks precise, not just a guy trying to do noops over and over again. Like, he's actually got the concise combos and the long ones, got a good general game plan. So I'm digging this gameplay.
Yeah, and like I said from watching last night, just Sora, like, has so many nuanced ways to adapt their gameplay because there's so many tools available. I think that's what I was missing from seeing other Soras, frankly, from within our region, just other random Soras. I wasn't seeing but I see this Sora get put into the blast zone. but Sora recovery throw really says no. I always forget. Whenever the Sora gets spiked, you're like, I don't care.
Virtually ungimpable.
Literally ungimpable.
If you didn't straight up kill him with a move, whether it's a spike or knock back off the side, he's coming back.
Yeah.
Yeah, 3 Sonics and up B. Quick succession. Also, you know, of course, the hitboxes, right? It's very difficult to challenge this guy. So you can probably bet on him making it back. Wow, that's BassMage 9 off the top super early, but it's Stroder hanging on to his first stock. Looking really good here.
And not even that much percent either.
Wow, you see the fire and back air flank from Stroder and Wizzy. That close exchange. I think one advantage that Stroder has in this head-to-head is that he's got a nasty Mario himself. Very familiar with how the character works. Whoa! The forward throw rest looking effortless right there.
Yeah, that was just a 1-2 alley-oop like you practiced. Put me in, coach. I'm going to get this alley-oop real quick.
There into absolutely nothing for Ned. Needs to land those conversions, putting some damage on Stroder. He's way too healthy. The healthiest player on the screen by far, as Ned's already on his last stock. BassMage might be soon to follow, but with this amount of stage control, I don't think he's in any real danger yet. Oh, in the air, yeah, clipping the jump. Did he just 2-for-1 edge guard?
Oh my
God. Wow, sneaking underneath the counter.
That almost killed too. You gotta respect that up B. You can't just stand there on ledge.
Wow, raw up smash out of shield from Ned after only 1 nair from Sora. That's a call out right there. I know you're not gonna swing close enough or fast enough to interrupt this.
BassMage sitting at 2 stocks at 135, finally going to be taken down, and still basically just been Stroder. The story of this game is just still been Stroder stock taking. Like, the guy just refuses to go down, playing a really just cool, collected, neutral, not overextending. Getting juggled a little bit right now by Wizzy.
Overextended and neutral right there. I feel like there's been a consistent commentator's curse in this match.
Yeah, I know.
But man, you're talking about how Ness and Mario can use their mobility to stay very evasive, right? Hold those stocks, but also keep the hitboxes coming at the same time. I think Sora is just as good, if not better, than both of them at that same style. Stroder really embodying it so far. And we're working on a 3-stock in this game 3. If you watch the first game, first half a game, rather, you would never expect these positions.
Yeah. They really have figured something out here, and I think what I've noticed the most is this game especially is just, again, kind of talking about the talking about like the rate of play. I really think when I was watching Stroder and Wizzy kind of play back and forth, it was very slower paced. Even it was just kind of, I'm going to poke at you, I'm going to maybe roll away, I'm going to poke at you a little bit, do a little bit of a noop, and just like slow and steady kind of winning the race, and just not allowing, except for that one interaction where I cursed him, not really allowing himself to get comboed or gimped off stage, which, like, yes, you can get back to stage as Sora for free, or I should say just guaranteed if you don't die. But, like, there is opportunities to go out there and just poke him to death because he's floaty and you kind of see his trajectory. Just not really able to get any of that off-stage gameplay going. Man, I don't know. I want to see another Game 5. Ned and Wizzy, after what they showed us against Sen and Luis, I feel like they really have the juice to do that, right? I think so. But when do you get to see Puff and Sora, man? This is Puff priority, bro. After last year's run from BassMage and what he's able to do this time around, I'm really impressed. Wow. Wow, the clip on that, that was the tiniest smidgen of the hitbox to actually get that. Yeah, the precision from BassMage on his rest, and also the sheer confidence. Like, he hasn't whiffed one, if I'm not mistaken. Has not. Getting off all kinds of straight hits from his partner. Wow, and Stroder taking out the trash on the other side of the screen, trying to finish Ned off as well. Oh, wow. I feel like someone was going to die by the ledge right there. Yeah, I'm surprised no one got hit by that up B. Why? The counter not stalling him enough right there. Stroder way too close to the blast zone. Going to give up a very early first stock. Yeah, that was basically 0. Oh, and the last set of down air on landing. Yeah, going to mix him up. Catch him off guard. Wizzy goes for a parry, but respecting Sora's air drift and his aerial pressure a little too much. Just lets him get back down to the ground. No punish. And you saw BassMage there go out for Ned and able to secure that initial hit, but then started to have to come back, and Ned was just able to recover anyways. Like, the fear of getting hit by that move, it's just a little too much to be able to actually secure kills off of it.
There goes Ned, first stock, finally. BassMage staying alive for way too long. Of course, the commentator's curse has to come through.
Yeah.
Would we even really
Now,
be doing this?
look how even this is now. 2 stocks apiece, each character on either side, both at around 50%.
First missed rest, by the way. Only getting punished by a weak bear from Ned. So I think BassMage also knows in the chaos of doubles, he can kind of get away with some of those. Just take the risk. If it hits, you kill them at 70%. If it misses, whatever, you might take a little bit of damage. And Stroder can save him with a spell or running in, hitting him.
Yeah, running can look a jab or something. Ooh, what an air. The confidence there, yeah. And
Ned, you have your jump? No,
no,
you don't.
do not.
Last stock situation for Wizzy and Stroder now. Again, Stroder with an unforced error, dropping that first one very early. So
Yeah, that's gotta hurt.
This could be Ned and Wizzy's chance to make this one back just on the heels of that SD.
Yeah, you gotta be kicking yourself about that, but looking to kind of just control center stage right now. And now pulling into the 1v1s, and another, that looked like an unforced SD. I was
He
looking
just
at
jumped and dared to his death right off the corner.
unforced SDs coming through, and just goes to show everyone in chat who has SD'd before and, you know, hates themselves for it, it happens at the literal highest levels of play. It does not matter, everyone does it.
One of the best doubles players in the world doing that right there, and it can happen to you too, so don't kick yourself too hard. That said, I don't feel like this is something that's going to let these guys sleep too easily at night if they go down here. They want to work on this game 5. It's still within reach. Wizzy kind of bleeding out. Ned getting close himself. If he can complete this lead trap, or either of them can, it's going to look a lot better. Can you finish off Stroder? No, just going to let him back again. Sora so scary to challenge off the stage. Might get clipped by the up B. Oh, and instead, up tilt comes through. Ned putting this at a 2v1. BassMage, let's see how well you're able to target switch, how well you can elude these two. Again, they're a very rehearsed doubles team. I don't see this being that droppable for them.
Yeah, I don't either. Puff definitely not the worst 2v1er just because of the air mobility. But what do you do against that? Against this, that wall of a giant sword is going to be tough to deal with.
Right. She's so mobile, but she's not very bursty. Hold on, Dark Wizzy goes down. This is a rest away.
Game.
Oh man, Ned letting BassMage in on him right there, just holding shield. It's going to be a dash grab off the very slow dash too. You can feel that tension rising once again, just like the end of the last set. This isn't even a game 5.
It's not. And here's the thing is that even though I think this matchup is for sure Sephiroth favored, Sephiroth has got, you know, for all of the strength and power and range, a lot of end lag and a lot of moves. And all BassMage needs is an opening string to just salvo him off stage like that. Has to respect that.
Yeah, but not respecting the second one. Ned finding his way on stage and with a bit of free damage for himself. We are any good sweet spot away from a dead Puff. But instead it's back air and he dies off of it. BassMage and Stroder go to grand finals.
Just finding the opening there. And it's always kind of crazy. Every time, I still to this day, always, whenever from the center stage, whenever Jig's back air just kills at like not even that high, I'm always like, that move actually is really strong.
It's really strong.
I always keep forgetting, because it doesn't look strong. You know, when it comes out, you're just like this little puffball, little poking leg, and you're like, no, gadoosh. It is hitting. It's not like a wolf back air, but it's hurt.
Close,
it's
though,
hitting
yeah.
you. It's hitting you.
It lost a lot of utility and active frames compared to like melee Puff back air, for example, but it gained a ton in